Hi, I'm Nancy Sloan with the Center Club. Just want to say welcome back to your Center Club.
Hi, I'm Lori Villegas, one of the co-chairs of Women in Business.
And I'm GINA Ramsey, the other co-chair of Women in Business at the Center Club.
Tonight we want to welcome you to the Trailblazer Awards for Women in Business. Tonight we're welcoming 3 spectacular women that are trailblazers in entrepreneurship.
Because of COVID, we weren't able to be here together tonight, so we wanted to try and do something special for these lovely women. Tonight we are celebrating Kimberly Citizen, Veronica Cool, and Diane Devaney.
Veronica Cool here, super grateful for this incredible honor. I know we're operating in a different world and a new normal, so I'm so grateful to the Center Club and the Women in Business Club, as well as my friends Gina, Nancy, and Lori for this honor. Grateful that our work is being recognized to engage and empower Latinos in the region. So muchísimas gracias.
Hi, I'm Diane Devaney, and I appreciate all the hard work that went into making us feel special. We do feel very special. I'd like to congratulate all the nominees, the winners, Veronica, Kimberly. I appreciate all the hard work you went to, and I'm excited to share some of our stories of entrepreneurship. And cheers, ladies.
Cheers.
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 Hi there, just wanted to take a moment to say a quick thank you to Women in Business and to the Center Club for naming me one of the Trailblazers in Entrepreneurship this year. I'm really excited and honored to receive this award. I co-founded Applied Development in 2011, and since then we've experienced tremendous growth. And with that growth, we've always had and maintained a real focus on helping other women entrepreneurs to succeed on whatever path they choose. So with that, I'm very much looking forward to our future and the future of the women that we help along the way. And I thank you once again. I'm very excited.
I just want to stress that we were 6 feet apart during the entire time there, and outside without our masks. Those of you that don't know us, I'm Lori Villegas, one of the co-chairs of Women in Business, and the person that's touching the screen right now is GINA Ramsey. She is my other co-chair. And we want to welcome you to Women in Business Trailblazers Award ceremony. Usually this is a much bigger affair in the club with cocktails and wine. So we ask you, if you don't have your wine or your cocktail, go ahead and grab one, relax. You don't have to wear shoes to this one, which usually we're all wearing heels, so that's nice. Tonight, just some logistics. Tonight will be recorded. We will have you all muted for the first half of the evening so that we can have better recording. And then the second half, we're going to open up for Q&A period and some thoughts. So we will open up the muting at that point. And if you have any questions, we would love to have a Q&A period in the second half. So if you have any questions, please put them in the chat and we will make sure they get to the speakers. Go ahead.
The other thing is, if you want to just focus on the people that are speaking, change your view in the top right-hand corner to speaker view from gallery view so that you can see Diane and Veronica up close and in person instead of all the little tiny boxes.
And so we'll begin. So Kimberly is not here, but Tara Rudo will be doing her introduction. So Tara, I believe you're there. If you could unmute yourself and join the process.
All right. Well, I have known Kimberly for a few years now in Executive Forum 2. And I have to say, reading her bio, I'm humbled that Lodi Me is allowed to introduce her even at all. Kimberly co-founded Applied Development in 2011, and she now has contracts with 14 agencies across 23 states. She is one of the 5,000 fastest growing privately held companies in the US for 2020 and 2019. And she was voted in 2020 on the Vet 100 list, which is an honor reserved just for the 100 fastest growing veteran-owned companies in the US. The most impressive thing I think that she listed in all of this is that in 2019, only 1.75% of women-owned businesses exceeded $1 million in annual revenue. And of that number, Black women only made up 0.4%. she is a proud member of that category, that she is not only a veteran, but a woman of color, and she is part of that 0.4%. I am thoroughly impressed and honored to introduce her for this award.
I will be accepting on behalf of Kimberly today. Unfortunately, her father passed away unexpectedly earlier this week, and she is taking care of family business. So she and I have been friends for a few years. I may be able to answer some questions on her behalf. Otherwise, we will let Diane and Veronica shine.
Okay, next we are going to have Terry Harrington, who is going to introduce Veronica Cool.
Veronica, you are in my bottom left. We're touching corners, so that's cool. So, oh, that's cool. No pun intended. I bet you get that all the time, don't you?
Every time.
So I'm really thrilled with all three of these awards. All three of these women are wonderful women, friends of mine, and I'm just so excited to see all of them on this video together. And Veronica and I go back probably almost a decade ago. I met Veronica when she was doing a presentation to a nonprofit board that I belonged on, and I hadn't met her yet. She was in the banking industry, and I'm thinking, why don't I know this woman? And she is a force with which to be reckoned. And then soon after, I heard that she had left the banking world and had started her own business, which is Cool and Associates. And I love your tagline, bridging culture, people, and success. And since she's done that, I think all of us know Veronica better, because she's just everywhere affecting positive change and making a difference in her community. I have a very long list of her accomplishments here, and I've got it printed out so I can read them, because I can't memorize a list that is so extensive. And I'm just really thrilled to be the one introducing you. So Veronica, she founded Cool and Associates. What year was that, Veronica?
2013.
Okay, all right. So I'm about, I said less than a decade. That's about right.
Yeah, you're on.
It's a consulting firm that connects organizations to the Hispanic community, offering strategy, training, marketing, PR, and language services. So one of the things that I think is especially relevant to today's award is that she established the Latino Innovators Pitch to scale Latino businesses profitably, along with 2 Facebook groups. Let me see if I can take out my Espanol from Escuela, 5 años, Veronica. Yo quiero trabajo.
Yo quiero trabajo.
Okay, and okay. Emprendedores, no, you have to do that one for me.
Emprendedores exitosos.
You do it so much better. And what those Facebook pages do is they provide resources and opportunities for job seekers and entrepreneurs. And I mean, just a list of organizations that Veronica contributes her knowledge to, that include MedStar, Good Samaritan Health, Open Society Institute, the Governor's Workforce Development Board. The list goes on. She's actually been recognized by First Lady Michelle Obama. She has numerous awards. Anyway, you deserve this award, and I'm so thrilled to be the one to announce your success to this group.
Oh my gosh, you're so sweet. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, I don't know how to thank you guys for this recognition. I mean, it feels like the entire world stopped with coronavirus, and the fact that the Center Club and the Women in Business group managed to remain focused on the mission of we're still working and we're still making the world go round. So on behalf of my little company, Cool and Associates, me, my family, thank you for the honor. Thank you for my fantastic, gorgeous vase, and for the moment to honor us. I think it's amazing. The fact that I get to help my community by doing things that I'm really, really good at, and I put food on the table. Every day is a wonder and a joy for me. The fact that every day we get up and we're working on the elections, making sure that people are hearing the messages, we're working on the census, we're working on building bridges and we don't have a roadmap. There is no process. There is no rules. And we are here making it up every single day. And I have a team that's on the Zoom that falls on the sword every day for the company and the mission. They absolutely live and breathe this entire building bridges. That's why it's our logo. We don't have a process. So meaning that today I'm not selling translations, tomorrow I'm not selling events. We are selling whatever is needed to connect the mainstream American community to the Hispanic community, whether it's workers, whether it's students, whether it's partnerships. And we do a lot of advocacy. We fix a lot of issues behind the scenes. Right now, we're living in a pretty trying time. The disparities are being showcased because of COVID. And I'm extremely honored to be the one with a team that's chipping away at these horrible inequities and disparities. And I can't do it without my folks. I know I have Sarah, Pamela, Kevin, Carissa, Lisa. The team is actually across the world. We have a big contingency in the United States in Carroll County, Maryland, but we bring that perspective and we're just a family. And I would also tell you that I couldn't do any of this without my beautiful family. My son's supposed to be on. I know my gorgeous daughter is on. My husband is peeking in the background, but we don't work alone. I don't do this without all of you and all of you constantly shoring one another up. We're on each other's shoulders, right? So we all, people forget that we're not an overnight success, right? They all seem to think you just showed up today, and it's been 30 years in the making. So it's been, a long time in the making. So I just want to be real honest about the gratitude, the fact that you made this moment special. Many entities aren't worrying about celebrations. Everybody's on survival mode. So the fact that I put makeup on and a dress, I'm wearing a dress today, I'm dressed really nicely, did my hair, this is awesome. Thank you for celebrating us. Thank you for acknowledging the work that we do to fix some of the issues. Thank you to my team. And ladies, really grateful for the opportunity. Muchas gracias.
Veronica, that was wonderful. Thank you for all you do. Our third recipient, last but certainly not least, is Diane, and introducing Diane will be Diana Ellis.
Awesome. Hi, everyone, and excited to be here. And Veronica, congratulations again. I am excited to share Diane's bio and tell you a little bit more about her, although probably everybody knows her because Diane is very well connected and she has lots of friends and lots of contacts. So Diane and I actually met almost 3 years ago through Leadership Maryland. She had gone through the programs a year before me, and we happened to attend an anniversary gala, and we met and immediately connected and have been really good friends ever since. And our friendship has only gotten more amazing over the years. So she's an amazing woman and has a huge heart, and an amazing businesswoman who started her business almost 30 years ago. And I think next year, Diane is going to celebrate 30 years of being in business, which is an amazing accomplishment. Congratulations for the award. And I'll go ahead and read her bio now. So as I mentioned, she has over 30 years of experience and is a proven leader in strategic marketing and integrated communications. After successfully starting and running creative departments for other firms, she decided to open her own agency, Devaney & Associates, in 1991 as a one-woman shop. Since then, she has grown her company into a full-service advertising, marketing, and public relations agency that consistently generates award-winning, effective creative work. Over the past 29, almost 30 years, her business has grown to nearly $4 million and employs close to, I think it's 10, 11 women who have been with her, for some of them for over 10, close to 20 years. So she has taken individuals under her wing, and she has groomed them and has provided lots of support and trained. In addition to these amazing accomplishments, Diane Devaney has received many awards, including the Bravo Award, Daily Record Top 100, Women's Circle of Excellence, MBE Awards, and many more community awards. Diane is an active voice in the Maryland business community, serving on boards, committees, and groups through which she can effect change and support her fellow Marylanders. She served on the board of the Better Business Bureau from 2011 to 2019 and was a member of both the Nomination Committee, Standards and Compliance Committee, and the Executive Board. She's an active member of the Maryland Chamber of Commerce and the Telecommunications Advisory Group. She's a proud graduate of Leadership Maryland, class of 2016, and currently serve as co-chair of the Alumni Engagement Committee. So I'll turn it over to Diane, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Diane. That's very sweet. And like Veronica said, we really appreciate the fact that you've made us feel so special and everything. I do feel like the old lady entrepreneur here, but I did begin my entrepreneurial journey as a reluctant 28-year-old. It was my client's idea for me to start an agency. They wanted to work with me, but they wanted lower rates. So with the support of those clients, Beth and Fritz Satran, my wonderful husband, David, we hadn't even been married for a year yet. And my many clients that came with me, Devaney and Associates, began in 1991. And in 1991, there was no entrepreneurial support. Everything was bootstrapped. The women's organizations were just getting started from a business perspective. Faxes and FedEx, that's how we ran. No email, no Zoom. You know, the internet was just starting at the end of 1991, and we had no idea where it was going to take us. So we worked hard, and we surrounded ourselves with really, really great people. And I'm blessed by having so many great people. So my team, in 29 years, I've had almost 100 people that I've worked with. 95% of them have been women, which is not by design at all. But they've been such creative, out-of-the-box thinkers. I mean, they've pushed our agency to learn and excel all of the new technology. They've been there for our clients, and they've been there for each other. So I'm so proud of everyone, and I'm so honored that they chose to work with Devaney and Associates. I'm gonna try not to cry. My current team is 10 women who have gone above and beyond through this pandemic. The longevity of these ladies absolutely humbles me. Susan, my media director, in October will be with us for 20 years. My account manager, Lisa Dorsanio, has been 19 years. Colleen Kildoff, our senior art director, has been with me for 17 years. Lindsay, our PR director, 12 years, and Casey, our creative director, 9 years. And honestly, these ladies are my dream team. All right, wait, this will help. So people work with who they like, okay? We truly like our clients, and there's some of them that we really, really love. They trust us, and they give us the opportunity to create amazing work. And with that trust also comes longevity. In May, we celebrated 23 years as the agency of record for Carroll Hospital, which is unheard of. We surround ourselves with many other great people, our business advisors, coaches, mentors, vendors, referral sources, and all of you ladies. So for me, it's always been all about the people. But as I thought about this journey, a few other elements kind of came up again and again, and things that I say all the time. Everybody I even interview for a job, my very first thing I say is family's always first. That's how I live my life, and that's what I believe. I always try to be part of a team, whether it's at my firm or with my clients. We're all part of the team, and I always try to be accountable. One more theme is say yes. Accept help, support, advice. Empower your employees and let them grow. Now, sometimes they grow away and they move and do amazing things on their own, but you've got to give them the opportunity. Say yes to new challenges and new technology. Always be willing to help somebody, whether it's a peer, somebody starting out, or a pro bono cause. And say yes to hard work. Now, last but not least is be grateful. I can't thank my dream team enough. Susan, Lindsay, Lisa, Renee, Megan, Jordan, Karen, Casey, Colleen. I mean, they're just an amazing team to work with. My family, I'm just gonna tell you guys this right now because it's part of my crying. About 15 minutes before we met for this call, I got a call from my oldest son who's gonna be deployed at the end of November to Afghanistan. which is, we knew it was going to happen. He's a second lieutenant in the Army, but it's sooner than he's going to happen. So he's moving up his wedding, so I'll get to have my daughter-in-law sooner. My family, David, my husband, sorry, Devin and Drew, Morgan, my sister-in-law, Morgan, my daughter-in-law, and my sister is on this call too, Krista. So they're amazing. So I'm honored to receive this award as the Trailblazer in Entrepreneurship from Women in Business at the Center Club. Congratulations to Veronica and Kimberly. I appreciate all the hard work that the committee put into choosing this award, and I appreciate all of you being here to celebrate it. So cheers.
If we could all take a second and either clap with your hands, clap with your emojis. I think these women definitely deserve some applause. When I think of Trailblazers, we've done this award like what, 8, 10 times?
This was last year was the 10th anniversary, wasn't it?
Oh. 11 times.
2012 was the first year.
Oh, sorry. I mean, and each of the women has been impressive. But when I think about these women, what blows me away the most is the fact that, number one, they are all, I'll keep it politically correct, they're all boss ladies. But what impresses me the most about them is the fact that they do not, in all of their careers, they have not paused to not only reach down and grab women and bring them with them. These 3 women have thrown women on their back, in their purses, in their backpack, and climbed with them on as part of it. And that, to me, like, makes all the difference in the world. And I think that's what separates you from your peers, is that you all have been successful, but you brought so many along with you on the ride. And that is truly impressive. And I want to thank you all.
I would love to get a picture if everybody is okay with it, but I need my co-chair Lori and Cindy Atkinson to please turn on the camera.
Sorry, my daughter was calling me.
Cindy, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Here she is.
Okay. So if everyone's okay, I want to take a picture for the obligatory social media posts. Smile.
And hold on, because I have to go to the next screen.
Okay.
Oh, so on this screen,
wait, everyone
Donnie.
smile. Okay. Next screen. Well, I can do that. Uh-oh, I got a bunch of people that are.
Yeah.
Coolio's not showing.
Coolio.
Nothing like getting shamed, son.
All right, well, I'll just go with it. For those of you on the second screen, smile, please. Okay. And I would like to propose a toast to all 3 of these ladies who I consider dear friends. You're rock stars. Thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. Salud.
So we want to do some questions, and I've already got some coming in. So I have one here. When you do your annual business plan, do you engage in an independent party or do it internally? Diane, Veronica?
So what I'll share is that I don't do an annual business plan. We did one in the very beginning, and we do use it as a roadmap because of the fluid nature of our business. The process of our business is the same. What we're shifting is the services, what exactly those services are. How do we deliver those services, how we execute. So right now we're keeping everything in-house because we're not of the size to warrant having an external advisor for something like that.
Since I'm the old girl, I've done it every way. We've done it where we've hired somebody to build one. We built it internally. This year it had a really good one. It got thrown out the window. So,
Yeah, no
I mean,
kidding.
you know what? I think as long as whatever you're most comfortable with, it works best, in my opinion, to sit down with somebody and try to do one and kind of get a 5-year kind of thing kind of flowing and then adjust every year. But always, I mean, my company is 10 people. Veronica's the similar size. Kimberly's much larger with a lot of subcontractors. I do think the smaller you are, the more you need to include everybody.
Agreed.
Kathy Ward, you had a question.
So my question really revolves around your culture of innovation. I mean, in today's COVID world, the world got turned on its head, and the things that perhaps you thought were good ideas or part of your culture, maybe not part of your culture, but things just changed. So I'd like to just ask you about how you think about innovation, how it intertwines in your culture and extends and transcends throughout your organization.
Diane, do you want to take that first? Maybe we could take turns.
Okay. So I'm lucky because my team so embraces technology and anything innovative. I mean, they want to try to figure it out. They want to try to test it. They want to try to, so with the one thing I think COVID did though, is it leveled the playing field. Almost nobody won't talk to you anymore. Everybody, especially at the beginning, people were very, very insecure and nervous, and they wanted to share, well, what are you doing? What are you doing? What's working? What's not working? So, and even today, I just heard of a tool, something Yard, where it embeds video and with your PDFs. And it's been really working for one of my partners through networking for sales. And the second it worked for him, he's sharing it with all of us. So, I mean, try everything and don't be afraid to talk to anyone. I mean, your hardest prospect ever, go for it, because they may be willing to talk to you right now.
No, I mean, I would echo what Diane just said. I think this year, the fact that we were so quickly able to shift to technology, to a digital environment, before we had all the hang-ups of, the cost and then just tradition, all of that has blown up because we've had to figure out a way to stay in business. We've had to all figure out how do we do business or fail. So I think this has created, what is it, the mother of necessity? Invention is the mother of necessity. Necessity is the mother of invention. And we're seeing that live every single moment. So one of the priorities for us is everyone can question everything. I'm constantly asking for process improvement. I know I don't know everything, and the expectation is if there is a better way to do it, if there's a new widget, we'll adapt, we'll implement. And everything we do is not set in stone. So if we do decide to do whatever, anything new, if it's not working, there is no reason why we can't. Or there she go. Christy just hooked us up with what that Vidyard thing was.
That's it. Yeah.
But if we were to implement that and it doesn't work, all right, let's move on to something new. But I think if you are not innovating, initially as a company, we were focused primarily on consulting, creating strategy. How do you connect the worlds? And very quickly during COVID, it became very fundamental servicing. Can we translate? And you do emergency translation so that the Department of Health, so that the nursing homes, so that hospitals are getting the messages straight through to the consumer. So it is about being nimble and being able to not be so stuck in your own way that you can't appreciate an opportunity. So innovation goes both ways, process and also opportunities. It's a good question.
Thank you.
Tara, Tara Rudo, you had a question?
Well, that's why I texted it in, so I didn't have to get back live. So my question was there a point in your career path where there was a do or die moment, where you were either trudging through whatever muck was in your way, or you were shutting down and going to work for somebody else?
So I'll start there, Diane, and you can go next, so it makes it easy. Isn't that every day of our careers? I would say that I don't accept failure. I don't accept, I don't let anything kick me down. There's nothing I can't come back from. And I don't know where that comes from, whether it's my family, the immigrant background or what. So I never see anything as able to defeat me. So to me, it's having the ability to pivot, having the ability to quickly shift. So because I don't see the world as it's do or die, we can solve it. You know, I can figure it out. And I've had a slew of partners, friends, advisors that I can call at the drop of a hat and be like, oh my God, I got this hot mess. What now? And, you know, we figure it out. And I mean, I think one of the strengths that we have as women, as entrepreneurs, is that we're resourceful. We can figure it out. So I don't have a single situation other than outside environment blowing up on me, COVID. I'm having a real difficult work situation in corporate where you realize that I'm worth a lot more than this. I am much more valuable than the way I'm being used and leveraged today. So being able to acknowledge that the variables outside of us drive change. So I take the change and I go for that. So there's not one particular scenario. There's many small scenarios, but I'm not going to give them credence or value by saying that they drive my life. That's a good question, though.
I mean, for me, because I started such a long time ago, I guess probably, I mean, I was lucky because my client helped me start and, you know, I had a good platform, but to really grow, the only way to grow was to take out a line of credit or a business loan, and you had to put up our house as collateral back in the day. I mean, I remember celebrating when I didn't have to use my personal house as collateral to get a loan or to get a line of credit. And I mean, I definitely, there's people in women in business and at the Center Club that I've counseled. I've had younger businesses that I've said, you know, it gives you peace of mind. You really need to think about getting a line of credit. You need to think about it. And it's a big do or die. I think it is a do or die step, you know, to have the funding. And then, I mean, I have to say again, at the very beginning of COVID, like March the 12th, I mean, before there was such an invention of a PPP, I said, no matter what, I will keep all of my employees employed and paid. That was like my pledge to them, my pledge for myself. And to me, I mean, who knew that we were going to be able to, you know, get resources? You know, I mean, I called the bank even and said, you know, I've got this line of credit, but, you know, what if I need more? And, you know, I mean, that was my pledge to my team, to myself. So, you know, like Veronica says, there are little ones up and down all the time. But, you know, for me, there were some big ones.
Okay. Another question would be, what would you tell your 21-year-old self? With all the wisdom that you have now in the world, what would you tell yourself at the age of 21?
Buy Apple stock. Oh my God. And just more embracing of technology, more, don't be scared. I mean, at the time, I mean, keep in mind in 1991, there was no email, there was nothing, you know, and one of the things I am proud of my agency for is the fact that we have, you know, embraced technology and learned it and everything, but I wish I'd done it even more, like almost like sold the farm to really jump into it even more. But, and I guess, just find the absolute smartest, best people you can to guide you.
I mean, I would absolutely echo that. I think at 21, we think we live forever and we don't understand that our decisions then do have ramifications and do have consequences. And we miss so much. I think as women, we tend to be too reserved. You know, if you ever read Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg, we think we have to earn it first and prove it first. And then you just have so many other people take the leap of faith and take the credit and learn while they're getting paid and learn while everyone else is taking a risk on them. And we're trying to prove it first and we're trying to be super conservative. So at 21, I would say, be a lot more aggressive, not in a negative way, but be more fearless, be more daring, go out. And there is no permanence. There is no permanence in life. So why couldn't we do this? And why couldn't we learn to pivot? So teaching our children, I mean, the fact that we're trying to get our 18-year-olds and our 16-year-old, my kids right now, to decide what to study in college and, you know, jam them into a major what do you know at 18? What do you know at 21? I think if we could have granted ourselves the opportunity to dabble and work on projects, and this is what a digital world like this does. I mean, we can freelance together, we can collaborate together, and we can explore different things. But I wish at 21, I could have been allowed the freedom to dabble. You know, do you want to be this? Do you want to be that? Do you want to be this? And be fearless, sample the world. Not that I'm unhappy with my lot in life, but I think the journey was a little too circuitous. I could have been here 15 years ago. But you are where you are because you're supposed to be. It's all good. But I think at 21, and what I would tell my children now is they need to learn how to be, how to strategically think, and live life to the fullest, appreciating that every single person brings something to the table. And we're not all cookie cutters, you know, not everyone's going to have the same pedigree, and that doesn't demean their value. And we don't teach that. At 21, you don't know that. You only know what you think success is by the way people have portrayed it. So I think be fearless, explore. Yeah.
Great. I heard a quote once that said, "You're already great. You only have to convince yourself of that." And it's so true for women, because I think as young women, we differ from young men in the fact that we're constantly undercutting ourselves and questioning our thoughts, whether it be through our correspondence to other people or how we put ourselves out there. And if you could recognize that, I mean, without being boastful, that you're already great, just, you know, make sure that you recognize that is important.
Well, Lori, I think that also comes from mindset and each other's expectations. I mean, I think we already know that if a woman is forceful and a woman is direct, she's a bitch. And, you know, we see it in the press, we see it in the media, and we will do that to each other. So if any one of us in a setting would speak her mind, I can guarantee you the rest of us, at least some of us, would be like, who is she? And we tend to do that unconsciously. This is an unconscious bias we carry. So, you know, I'm very, very direct. I've gotten a lot of feedback from many people going, wow, you're intimidating. You're very intimidating. And, you know, initially I was offended, and then I was like, why? Because I tell you what I want and what I need, and you don't like it. Understood. That doesn't change the course. Yes, your perception is reality. Yes, there's a need to be kind and courteous. But I think we as women and as men, Don Barrick, excuse you, the guy here, stop looking around. I think we need to accept that if we are to be valued, if we are to be at the table, you know, your statement, you are already great, believe it, then we need to allow that in other people. So when someone says whatever they says or acts and serves and works and performs, we shouldn't demean them because they're coming forth as direct, as, you know, able, equipped. And that's an issue we have with the women. Those are gender roles. We don't expect the woman to be leading something. It's unconscious. So I think we have to start checking those unconscious biases so that when we see a woman leader, it's, wow, she's a rock star, not damn, she's a bitch. Look at her bossing people around. Mm-hmm. That makes a difference. That slows your advancement. I mean, I think I saw a Fortune magazine survey where 26% of men have gotten promotions or raises during the COVID pandemic, during the last 2 to 3 months, but only 5% of women have earned the promotions and the raises. And the bias is that because you're home caring for children, you're not going to be as focused. Yet men are also home with the children, and they are deemed as fantastic multitaskers for being able to also parent and educate. But, you know, we have these biases that are impacting our wallets, that are impacting our promotions, that are impacting opportunities for advancement. So if you're in a position of hiring, if you're in a position of leadership, you want to probably assess that, because if we say we're worth it, we have to make sure we do the action to support that we are in fact worth it.
That's great.
Awesome.
Another question we have is, did you have a mentor, and in what way did they impact your business or life? Diane, you want to run with this one?
Sure. Lots of them. I mean, I've had multiple mentors throughout the years and mentees. And I mean, just to have a sounding board I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, some have been within the same industry, some have been in different industries, and I do find, this is not going to sound good. I do find women mentor to mentor women there's things you can talk about with a woman that just aren't as relatable to a man, many of which Veronica just brought up. But so, I mean, I think it's key to have a mentor at all different stages of your career. We could do the women in business could do a mentor. Like we could even lead that, you know. We do have this wonderful mastermind group that is almost like that, you know. I think we're the last one standing, but if anybody's interested in mastermind too, that's also, I mean, you have a whole table full of mentors, and that's great.
Veronica, anything?
Yeah, I would echo that. We don't do any of this alone. And I've had people be allies, sponsors, mentors. I think understanding the definition really matters so that we know what to expect from people, and asking for the actual support. I think sometimes we're also embarrassed and we're not direct about the need, and we come highly unprepared. You know, me going up to Lori and going, can you help me? In what sense? How can Lori help me if I'm not thinking through, I need some prospecting advice, I need some strategic advice, I need some whatever. But what I've learned from some fantastic people, some unexpected, is that there's a lot of generosity, but there's also lessons to be learned, and people are very free with their counsel. So I think understanding how it applies to you and how you can leverage it is really important. But I mean, I'll give a shout out to Andy Bertamini. I mean, he retired from Wells Fargo. He's in Florida now. He has no idea. I mean, I say it all the time, and he constantly dismisses it. But the fact that not only did I have a mentor, I had a sponsor. I had someone that put his career and his credibility on the line every time he recommended me with an opportunity. And I was able to garner nonprofit, you know, committee roles. You know, you're young, inexperienced, little tiny professional, and, you know, you get a stamp of approval from someone that is vetted. That accelerates your career. And, you know, and they also know how to give feedback. So they don't crush you. They also don't lie to you. Because that's the other thing. We tend to not address the real feedback. Oh, you're great. You're great. No, we're not all great. We got to talk about how to fix things. But, you know, I'll give a shout out to Yolanda Maria Martinez. She has been an unbelievable force in my life, a lot of really good lessons. Teresa Daitner has been real influential. She's someone that thinks in another level. And I'm just honored that I have such generous people that are constantly opening doors. And of course, you learn from every place. You know, Diane said it, my children. My daughter busts me up all the time. You know, you have these biases, and I tell her, like, she'll dress, she's 18, right? So she wears all the outfits. And I go, don't you want to cover that up? Don't you want to tuck that in? And she goes, why? Does my bra strap distract you? You don't have self-control to be focused on your business? And I go, all right, I stand corrected. You're right. You're right. So you learn from different places if you let yourself learn. But yeah, they kick my butt every day.
So I always ask the hard questions. What would you do differently than what you've done in your careers? What was the gaffe? What was the big mistake? What was the wrong turn?
I think we're so in it that it's so hard to self-reflect. I think I would have spent more money sooner. You know, Diane talked about capital. Because I'm in banking, I've always known operations. I knew how to assess a business from in and out. I knew everything about a business. So I was super conservative for fear of failure. And you can't scale a company on skin and bones. Mm-hmm. So I think my biggest hurdle has been, you know, it's here. You are working. It is effective. Go ahead and keep investing. And that's a tough thing when, you know, I'm not used to hearing people, you know, there's bankruptcies here, there's borrowed money there, there's houses on the line. I'm too conservative by nature, being a banker for 20 years. So I think my biggest issue was that just too restrained. Had I let go, I could have hired more. I am doing that now. I have no choice. But I mean, again, be fearless. So what if it doesn't work? So what if it's not the right move? Okay, clean it up and keep going. So that would be my biggest one.
Okay.
I totally agree. Being more I wish I'd been more aggressive at different times.
Yeah.
You know, really, I mean, not been as conservative, you know, invested more to go big or go home. I mean, I feel like I'm doing it more now.
Yep.
And I mean, definitely making the hard decisions, you know. I mean, you know, I sell time. That's what I do, you know, and everybody's got to be putting in their time, and I got to be selling enough of it. So, but yeah, I mean, definitely we're a little bit risk averse. I mean, I can take companies exactly that do what I do that have men running them, and I can see the risks that they took and the ones I didn't, and that's it right there.
So kind of a dovetail on that, and we're getting into our final minutes, but as I started my entrepreneurial journey, both of you, as well as many other women in this room, have been there for me 100%. Anytime I needed advice, even sometimes I didn't need advice, you gave it to me anyhow. And I love you guys because of that. But what is one piece of advice you can share with all the other entrepreneurs in the room that you live and die by?
It's your turn first, Diane. Haha.
You can do it. Gina, I must have said a zillion times, believe in yourself. You've got this. You can do this. You know, I mean, no matter, you know, what you're selling or what you want to, you know, what nonprofit you want to run, whatever, just find some experts to help you, and you can do this. There's so many resources out there right now. I mean, if you have a viable idea, product, service, you can execute. Like, I mean, it's never been, I'm not going to say easier, but it's never been more opportunity to become an entrepreneur than there is right now. I mean, even in the crazy COVID world, and I mean, my heart goes out to restaurants and to hospitality and to travel people. And I mean, it's a tough spot to be in, just like it was in 9/11 was a tough spot to be in after that. But there's still opportunity out there. I mean, I'm proud of Baltimore. I'm proud of the United States for moving business forward. So many people have worked really hard. Yay to Zoom, yay to Teams, yay to everybody else, the yard people that did that thing that that Christy put up there. I mean, we're moving business forward. We're figuring it out. We are not letting this get us down. You know, so if you need any help, I'm here to help in the areas I'm an expert at. Veronica's here to help. I mean, don't hesitate to reach out.
What I would say, I mean, Diane's absolutely on the money. There were two things I would say for all entrepreneurs. Remember your worth and your value. I can't say that enough. Stop giving it away for free. Stop giving it away for free. Stop giving it away for free. Because what happens is you tee it up for other women and other entrepreneurs because you gave it away at $1 an hour, or $2 an hour, or $10 a project. The corporations, organizations that are hiring think that's normal. So you make it tough for us to get to wage equity. So remember your worth. Whatever you think, you've done research. That's the first thing. You know that the competition charges X. So you be around there, but you also want to give 20% on top of that, just in case you have to haggle. But you got to remember your worth. That's the first thing. We constantly undersell ourselves. If they're not willing to pay you, you need to walk away because someone else will. And you need to perform, you need to document, you need to track, you need to do all of that. But you need to pay what you're worth. And don't ask other entrepreneurs for free work. So if you're not willing to pay your fellow entrepreneur, but you're willing to hire a stranger off the street for a project, that's unfair. So you have a pocketbook and you're investing in someone else. Don't ask your colleagues and your fellow entrepreneurs to do free work. The second and the biggest thing I would recommend to any entrepreneur, which I see every single day, is lack of strategy. I see many folks that just do. Just do without analysis, without assessments, without a roadmap, without thought, and that doesn't mean it won't work. It's just a lot harder. So how you don't even know who your market is, you don't know who your target is, you don't know who your partners are, you don't know what your pricing is. So investing energy on strategizing. I actually book on my calendar time to think. I actually make my people, I'm not even kidding. We tend to just jump through things, not assessing if this partnership, there's an opportunity cost to time. So if I am sitting there working on a real stupid, yucky project, that means I don't get to work on a super awesome project. So it's okay to think, it's actually a necessity. So if you're not booking time to just think things through, looking at your numbers, looking at your partnerships, looking at your investments, looking at your roadmap, at your business plan, making sure that is this where I want to be? Like we plan vacation, we plan retirement, we plan everything except our life. We don't have that planned anywhere. We just hope that we get to retirement. We just hope that we go. So it makes no sense to me that we are not strategic with the biggest piece of it. So that in this phase where my kids are 16 and 18, trying to get one in college, trying to get another one in, into the right college, all that good stuff. It's a priority for me. So then you kind of need to adjust things. And that's one of the reasons I started the company, because I wanted to be more accessible and I wanted this freedom. So those two things, know your worth and be strategic. Give yourself the time to think. And ask the tough, yucky questions and say no if it doesn't make sense. I don't have a problem with that. You don't have to like me. Sorry. But if we don't take care of us, then how are you going to do anything amazing?
Okay, in the interest of time, we're going to have one more question. And in a word or a short phrase, I know, I'm like making this really challenging for you. One word or a phrase, something that differentiates you as a business owner or a leader.
Diane goes first.
Oh,
I said, or a phrase, small phrase.
I mean, I'm a connector. I mean, I love to connect. And I also think the other part is that I have heart. I don't know. So, I mean.
That was like 12 sentences.
But it was
I'll say
two
with
words.
Connector.
And then an explanation
Connector
of
with
those 2
heart.
words. Let's see how this goes.
Oh, so for me,
Yes.
I would say one of my strengths is strategic. I can see I'm a strategic thinker. And with my background, my immigrant, my Hispanic, my women, my banking, all those dimensions just give me a set of lenses that I can see things differently. And that makes, I think, add a lot of value.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I would like to pose one last toast to
Nice
these
bit of
ladies
wine.
and to Kimberly, who is not with us today, but wish that she was. You inspire me. I'm in awe of you. I think you're amazing. And I thank you for everything you've done for me.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That could be said for a lot of people, if not all of you on Zoom. Thank you very much. It's an honor.
Nancy, you want to?
Yeah, can Nancy say a few things about the club being open? And we're putting you on the spot, Nancy, but we really want to encourage people to join the club, come to the club, find out more about the club and all the great things they have to offer.
Well, first of all, touche to our honorees this year. I think you all made me cry. I always talk about women in business as one of the intraclubs of the club because you all do such a good job of connecting people. I think there's a lot of interest that people have in getting to know others, and I think just the way that you all approach your monthly meetings is tremendous. And the fact that you all have taken the time and put a lot of thought into how to make tonight special for some women who you know, when we were supposed to be doing this back in May at a great dinner with, as you said, with cocktails and wine. And we thought we were going to be then doing it in July. And now to think that it's September and we're still not back in the club as women in business is pretty amazing to me. And there really was a very concerted effort by the chairs and Terry, great idea of how do we make the honorees feel special when we can't be together. And I think we were all feeling like Zoom is very tiring. And so you guys did a really, I think, nice job. The club, we are open. We are doing lunch Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We do ask for 24-hour notice now, just to make sure that we're properly staffed. And dinner is Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Our to-go business is doing pretty well, and we started the, for those of you who are in the Lutherville Timonium area, we do a to-go express. So on Thursdays and Fridays, we're delivering meals there. I think all of the virtual events, I mean, you all have talked about how you pivot your business. And I think for the club, it can't be status quo. It's, you know, if we're not able to be open to all, then what do we do to make sure that we're, you know, making ourselves accessible to the membership? So I love all of you guys. You guys are great. And Veronica, we are ready, and just one day we know you will be a member of the club.
I have to be.
And we look forward to that day, because I can tell you would add so much to the membership. Again, we look at the people who are members they're really the ones that is what the club is. The club it's not this place that I'm sitting in right now. The club is the people. And you all are great additions to the club, and I'm ready to talk to anybody about membership at any time. But again, women in business, you guys rock, and I thank you for all you've done tonight.
Thank you. A lot of moving parts. So thank you to everyone that had a piece of it. And I think that's a wrap. Congratulations, Diane and Veronica.
Thank you.
Thanks to the committee, thanks to Nancy, and thanks to all the members for being there. And I look forward to seeing you all in person as soon as humanly possible, because I miss your faces.
But until then, we will be on Zoom the first Tuesday. So those people that are not members of the club or Women in Business, Women in Business is a group of the club, and we meet the first Tuesday evening of every month, in person or by Zoom or whatever way we can. We have not paused, and it's a really phenomenal group of women that are just creating change and taking names.
And just a heads up, so this week you will get a survey, because we'd like to be starting to do in-person events again, and we're not quite sure if it needs to be a hybrid or what, but if you're all going to get the survey, if you will please respond and let us know your comfort level with the various ways that we do events at the club. That'd be great.
Thank you all. Have a wonderful month or week
and happy Labor Day weekend.
Happy Labor Day, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you to my children for joining. I love you, babies.
Bye-bye.
Thanks
Take
all.
care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Ladies.